show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
And I'm better now. I'm experienced now, professional. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. Fast. Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom. Hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
I am the greatest.
G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box. And please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. Errol Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia, December 2018. It's pretty much etched in stone. And it looks like it's going down on Showtime pay-per-view. And this is a interesting time for Showtime because this will be their first boxing pay-per-view in a while. Pretty much since Floyd Mayweather left. They stopped doing the pay-per-view model, and they just been giving out a lot of quality on Showtime Boxing, just on the channel, period. So they're definitely number one in the US in terms of putting on fights. Now, with this being the first pay-per-view card in a while for Showtime, gotta ask the question, how many pay-per-view buys do you think Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia actually do? Now, I'm gonna answer this question, address this question in two ways. I'm gonna address it in terms of what it should do and what it will actually do. Now, I'm what you call a hardcore boxing fan, and outside of being a hardcore boxing fan, I'm the type of person that if I support something, I support it 100%. I support it, verbally. I support it, emotionally. I support, whether it's financially. If I support something, I am going to put the energy and the resources out there to show that I'm supporting this particular event, this particular person, this particular movement. That's just me as a man. So it's no different with me being a hardcore boxing fan. We all love things that are free. I mean, that goes for anybody. Anybody will love something that's free. But sometimes people and movements and situations are worth your hard-earned dollar. And Showtime has been putting on free fight cards on the channel for years. And some of those cards have been pay-per-view worthy, and we have been fortunate enough to get those fight cards for free. Now, I'm not on here to say you should take your money and pay for this fight if you don't have it. What I'm saying is Showtime Boxing has given us a lot of great boxing content for free. And this will be the first time they've done a pay-per-view in a while. So I think as a hardcore boxing fan, and I feel like as a person that supports another person or supports a movement or a sport or an event, I feel like Showtime has done enough to earn your hardcore and your hard-earned dollar. So I feel like every person that has tuned in to a Showtime boxing event, I feel like any hardcore fan that has enjoyed Showtime boxing, over the past couple of years for free outside of just the Showtime subscription costs for cable. I do feel like, me personally, I do feel like you should come out of your pocket and support these two fighters, support this network, and actually pay for this fight. Now, can you find a free stream somewhere? Absolutely. Absolutely. Could you watch this fight over somebody else's house for free? Or go to the nearest restaurant and go watch it? Sure. But as a hardcore boxing fan and as a person that supports people that have a quality movement, I feel like we all should just bite the bullet and actually pay for this event and actually show our support for not only the fighters, Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia, but to show support for the channel as well, which is Showtime Boxing. Now, that's my goodwill rant for today. So let's get down to the other part. How many pay-per-view buys do I think it will actually do? You got to look at both guys. Mikey Garcia is pretty well known to the boxing hardcore fans. He's known by damn near all the hardcore boxing fans. Mainstream, Mikey Garcia is not as known mainstream. He has the West Coast community, he has the California community, he has the Mexican community that's going to support Mikey Garcia through and through. Now, Errol Spence Jr. is known by all of the hardcore fans. He's starting to become a name in terms of just mainstream. He's starting to become a name, and he has a good East Coast fan base, and of course his hometown of Texas, he has that Texas fan base as well. Now, individually, these guys do pretty good numbers on free Showtime TV. And going forward, this fight, I think, is going to be in Vegas. So that'll definitely be a situation where the Mikey Garcia supporters, they can definitely travel to Vegas. And basically all of the Errol Spence fans in Texas, they can travel to Vegas as well. So I expect the actual venue to be packed. I expect the venue to be packed, and I expect for it to be electric. Now, in terms of actual pay-per-view buys, I think Showtime should set every pay-per-view has a number, like a break-even number. A number that they feel is acceptable and they feel like it's successful. And then anything above that is just icing on the cake. I think for this card, I think if they could get 250,000, if they can get 250,000 buys out of this pay-per-view, that is great. That is absolutely great for this main event. Now, Showtime, Al Heyman, those guys definitely have the roster to absolutely stack the undercard. Now, since this is on pay-per-view, math-wise, in terms of salaries and things like that, fight purses, it all has to make sense. But they could definitely stack this pay-per-view undercard, and it would be great for boxing. So my personal feeling is that this pay-per-view I wish that it does over 500,000, because I feel like Showtime has done enough fights for free for everybody to take money out of their pocket and show support for this fight. Whether that happens or not, I doubt it. There's so many people that's looking for the free stream, and just a lot of people just don't think the way I do in terms of just supporting other people and other movements, even if it means taking money out of your own pocket. And then you have to factor in people's financial situations as well. I mean, you have some people that are well off in terms of money, and you have a lot of people that are struggling, living check to check and watching every single penny. So I understand that as well. But you got people that's rich that's looking for the free stream. So part of it is, your money situation, and part of it is your mentality at the end of the day. But reality, I think 250,000 would be the cap. I think for Showtime, if they can get over 250,000, I think they would consider that a great event. And I think maybe the rock bottom amount, I would say 200,000. Anything under 200,000, I don't think, it would be considered a success. I think 200,000 to 250,000 would be the range for this pay-per-view. And I do think they can get to 200 or 250,000 between the hardcore fans and the the growing star power of both of these fighters. And that's not even counting who they're going to have on the undercard. It could be Adrian Broner on the undercard. That's definitely going to bring some eyeballs. They could throw maybe 2 more fights on there. They can make this a 4-fight card and really make this a really, really big card and a big event. But big shout out to both of these guys. Big shout out to Showtime Boxing for giving us all of this good boxing content and keeping a hardcore fan like myself happy and things to talk about on YouTube. So definitely a big shout out to them, and thank them for doing what they do for the sport of boxing. Now, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. How many pay-per-view buys do you think Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia will have? G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, please share this video, support your boy, support good content at all times, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.